Here's how you make some delicious fluffy wheat rolls in 30 minutes, even if you've never made bread before. Into our lovely bowl. Look at her. She's being the best bowl ever. In goes a cup of room temperature milk and 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. How many tablespoons are there in 1/3 of a cup? And it is right here on the side. But in case you're really curious, I did look it up. There you go. And 2 tablespoons honey. I find that just 2 squeezes is about 2 tablespoons. And if you want to use sugar, you can definitely switch it out. Give it all a little whisk and add 2 tablespoons of yeast. Yes, 2 tablespoons. That's because we are going wicked fast. So we don't have time to let it grow. We're just going to be like, here you go. This is it. I'm using instant yeast, so I'm just dumping everything in. If you're using active yeast, you need to make sure that this is a temperature around 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. You're going to dump in the active yeast and you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. Then you're going to look for foam or the smell of beer / a dive bar. Add an egg. You know what's coming? Some whisking. Yeast soup. 1/2 teaspoon salt. How long does whisk together mean? About 10 seconds of doing this. 1, 2, 3. We need 2 cups total of all-purpose flour, but let's start with 1 cup. I'm gonna do 20 seconds of stirring. After 20 seconds, it basically still looks like yeast soup. Add another cup. Do another 20 seconds or 20 Mississippis stirring. Ta-da! Kind of looks like cookie batter. Thank you for your services. Now we're gonna switch to one of these. Really, it comes down to your own preference. Up to 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. What we're gonna do though is add it 1/2 cup at a time. We do it in stages just because it's a little bit easier to stop when we need to rather than try to compensate for too much flour. Do some spatulettes, which is a scoop from the bottom, punch, scoop from the bottom, punch. That is just an easy way to understand how to mix. I'm gonna do 20 of those. Ta-da. But maybe you're like, hey, this spoon thing is not for me. Totally fine. You can do claudettes. Claudette is the same motion, scoop from the bottom, punch, but we do it with our knucks. I did another 20 claudettes to get all the bits and bobs incorporated, and now I have a very soft, pretty tacky bit of dough. This is pretty close to what we want as the final product. Still a tiny bit too sticky for me, so I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of wheat flour and do another 20 to 30 claudettes. Basically perfect, which means she is a little bit tacky, but not sticky. She's still super soft. Because we mix things in stage-wise, she's also not super clumpy. Oven on to 400 degrees. Get yourself a pan. Give it a grease. For ye old standing mixer peeps, follow all the same steps and just look and feel for the same things. I went through and cut into 8 roughly even-sized pieces. You can also do up to 12. Here are a couple ways to make these into buns. 1, fold the corners or edges into the middle. Give it a little pinch along the seams. Press it down. Voila. Place it in your palm. Put your other palm on top. Swivel, 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 and ta-da. Last but not least, dough. Half a Batman. Down over the dough. Swivel. The dough's gonna wanna leave and you say nay nay. Do 10 to 15 swivels, voila. You realize that you have wildly different size buns, you can totally just take a piece, mix it into your cutie little dough babies are gonna take a nap for 10 to 15 minutes while the oven preheats. 15 minutes later, they've puffed up quite a bit and now they're ready to go into the oven for 10 to 12 minutes or until brown. Ooh, girl. Ooh, nice and fluffy.